We want to bring in aviation expert and former military pilot Justin Green. Justin, thanks for being here. You know, in your experience, we know that technically it was legal for there to be just one air traffic controller in a situation like that. How common is that? Do you think that that is something that needs to be re-examined? And also, what's the communication like between the air traffic controllers and the pilots of both of those aircraft?
So, everybody knows that the Washington, D.C. area is very, very crowded. And having an air traffic controller who just handles the helicopter traffic is kind of unique, and it's probably a reflection of the concern about the helicopter traffic coming into contact with the airplanes on approach to the runway. So this is one of those endemic safety issues that the NTSB and the FAA is going to have to look at, is staffing, and it takes a long time. There's been many years that the air traffic controllers have been overworked and understaffed, and I think this is maybe a watershed event and hoping to fix that problem.
Yeah, Justin, I want to talk briefly about the conditions here. I think one of the most chilling details I remember thinking was that there was still ice in the water, right? There was still ice in the river. And you think about that not only for those souls who were in the river, but now these dive teams that are going in. The NTSB is now helping those dive teams go in. Besides the grim reality of recovering bodies, what other key pieces of information are they looking for in the water?
Well, you know, the key piece of information everyone's talked about are the two black boxes. Right. But they're also, as Tom just said, they're also going to be looking at the components of both airplanes, but the non-volatile data that's being recorded in the helicopter. Because if the helicopter was at the wrong altitude, as Tom just said, it's important to see why. Now, if you look at the track, it seems like they were below 200 feet for most of the approach. So, and the helicopter has more than one altimeter. So the helicopter will have a radio altimeter that shows them height above ground, but also a barometric altimeter that essentially gives them height above sea level. So I think it's unlikely that they had the wrong altitude information, but we have to look at every single fact.
Yeah. We know that you also serve as an attorney and you represent families who are involved in these situations. Walk us through that experience. What happens for a family in a case like this? And you said that in your experience, you've noticed they all want one thing, and that is actually clarity, so this doesn't happen again from an investigation.
That's right. And it's going to be a very frustrating world going forward. Obviously, they're suffering right now, and maybe for the rest of their lives, the losses that they just experienced. And it's going to take a long time for the NTSB and here the Army's investigations to kind of go through. And during that time, the families are not going to get a lot of information because the NTSB tries to cabin all the information so that they aren't influenced by outside voices. So they won't get updates saying, hey, this is what we found this week, this is what we're looking at. You know, they may get more general issues.
Which is a good reminder that the NTSB historically has been intended to be a non-political, non-partisan organization, right? I mean, so that they can do that work without outside influence historically. All right, Justin Green, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.